Hello friends, I'm Anaga Sabu. My topic is active and passive immunization. Immunization is the process of producing a state of immunity in an individual. Passive immunization is defined as the acquisition of immunity by recipient of performed antibodies rather than by active production of antibodies after exposure to the antigen. Emil von Behring and Hidesaburo Kitasato were two investigators who contributed to passive immunization mechanism. They showed that immunity elicited one animal can be transferred to another by injecting it with serum from the first. Antibodies are transferred to a recipient. It occurs naturally by transfer of maternal antibodies across the placenta to the developing fetus. Maternal antibodies to the diphtheria, tetanus, streptococci, rubella, mumps, and polioviruses are afford passively acquired protection to the developing fetus. Colostrum and milk contain maternal antibodies and provide passive immunity to the child. The following are the conditions for use of passive immunization: inability to synthesize antibodies or deficiency in synthesis due to genital or acquired B cell defects and other immunodeficiencies. When a susceptible person is exposed or likely to be exposed to a complicated disease, or time does not permit adequate protection by active immunization. When a disease is already present and the antibody may ameliorate or help suppress the effect of toxin. Example, performed host antibody neutralizes any tetanus toxin produced by Clostridium tetani in the wound. Passive immunization is acquired through the following three types of agents: natural maternal antibody, immunoglobulin, an antibody containing solution derived from human blood obtained by cold ethanol fraction of large pools of plasma available in intramuscular and intravenous preparation. Antitoxin, an antibody derived from the serum of animals that have been stimulated with specific antigens. Passive immunization can provide immediate protection to the travelers and healthcare workers who will be soon exposed to an infectious organism and lack activity immunity to it. Passive immunization does not activate the immune system. It generally no memory response and the protection provided is transient. There are certain risks involved with the injection of performed antibody. If the antibody was produced in another species, the recipient can mount strong response to the isotypic determinants of the foreign antibody. The anti-isotypic response can be complicated. Example, IgE antibody produced in response to passive antibody can lead to mast cell degranulation and may result systemic anaphylaxis. IgG or IgM antibodies from specific complement activating immune complexes. It may lead to type 3 hypersensitivity. When human gamma globulin is administered, the recipient may generate an anti-allotopic response to it, but this response is much less than that of an anti-isotypic response. Active immunization. Active immunization is known as vaccination. It is achieved by inoculation with microbial pathogens that induce immunity but do not cause diseases or antigenic components from the pathogen. The goal of active immunization is to elicit protective immunity and immunogenic memory. As the name implies, active immunization through vaccination play an active role in proliferation of antigen-sensitive T and B lymphocytes, resulting in the formation of memory cells. Active immunization by artificial means can be achieved by following strategies: attenuated organisms, inactivated organisms, purified microbial macromolecules, clonal microbial antigens, synthetic peptides, anti-idiotypic antibodies, multivalent complexes. When active immunization is successful, a subsequent exposure to the pathogenic agent elicits a heightened immunity response that successfully eliminates the pathogen or at least prevent disease mediated by its products. Active immunization with various types of vaccines has played an important role in the reduction of death from infectious disease, especially among children. Vaccination of children is begun at 2 months of age. As indicated above, children require multiple boosters at appropriately timed interval to achieve effective immunity. In the first month of life, the acquired maternal antibodies may block adequate activation of immune system by simply binding to epitopes on the vaccines. So vaccines are given repeatedly till maternal has been cleared from infant's circulation. Multiple immunization with the oral polio vaccine are required to ensure that an adequate immune response is generated to each of the 3 strains of polioviruses that make up the vaccine. Vaccination of adults depend on the risk group. For military recruits, international travelers, animal keepers, military personnel and civilians are given vaccines according to the area of exposure. Vaccination is not 100% effective. Some recipients will respond poorly to the vaccines. Here, when the majority of population is immune to a particular infectious agent, so infection is not easy. Chances to a susceptible individual contacting an infected individual is so low. This phenomenon is called herd immunity. If the number of immunized individuals decreases sufficiently because of reduction in vaccination rates, then herd immunity no longer operates to protect susceptible individuals and infection may spread rapidly in population, leading to an epidemic. Thank you.